Hello. It's a very definite change in the air today. This morning it was warm. Well, it was hot. And this afternoon it's very definitely cooler. The sky is grey, and I keep saying it, but I can almost smell the rain. We are due to have rain tonight, apparently. We've heard this several times before, but it really is. It's starting to look like we might have some. I know I'm a bit of a weather moaner, and it doesn't matter whether it's sunny or raining and snowing or windy. I'll always moan about it, but that's what I do. And I think I just felt some rain. Monty's just walked past me. I think he felt it too. So I'm going to get the rest of this washing in and just check that the birds have enough food and water. And then I'm going to wait on the rain. Once I'm sure it really is going to rain, I'm going to put lots of containers out to try and collect as much rain as we can. Because even just an inch in the bottom of a bucket, well, there's a lot of buckets, that's going to help. And I also need to do things like close up the caravan, my daughter's caravan, which I've been opening each morning to give it air, let the air circulate. Am I the only person who can't put one of those up or take them down without getting hit round the head by a bit of string? Job done. I also need to clean out the nursery pen and get it all ready. Hello boy. And get it all ready for the next batch of ducklings that are due early next week. You've done a lot of shouting today, my darling, haven't you? Yes, you have. Finished shouting? Have you? Have you finished shouting, my lovely? Oh, you are a lovely girl. I also want to check the guttering on this roof because we haven't had any heavy rain for such a long time. I just want to make sure that the gutters are going to be able to cope with it, and also that the downpipes that go into our water barrels aren't blocked. Really want to get excited about this rain, but I think it's finished. There are just a few drops on the floor. And you, Monty, yes. Monty went in because he thought it was going to rain. He's come back outside. The rain is forecast for about 10 o'clock tonight, and it's currently only 7, so maybe this is just a preamble to it. I'm going to say, the very cool breeze that we had just now, which was really welcome, has stopped, and it's got really muggy again. I'm really oh dear. I just want it to rain, a really good decent rain, and just refresh the garden, and also just to refresh the air. We could do with a thunderstorm to recharge the atmosphere or decharge the atmosphere, whichever it is. It'll come, just not sure when. So it's the next morning, and the rain did indeed come last night. It was very, very light. I don't know how long it lasted. It was drizzling basically. But it must have gone on for quite a while because the ground has a slightly damp feel to it. A lot of the plants have got moisture on them still this morning. It's not enough to give the ground a really good drink. It will have removed the dust and any pollution from the leaves, I hope. The soil is still, for all intents and purposes, it's just, and it's like dust. It's really dry. When I get to about 3 inches down, I can feel that there is some moisture down there. I'll cover it back up. But what we have got this morning is a real clearness to the air. It still feels like we need a thunderstorm to do whatever it is with the ions, but it is vastly improved. Finding the moisture in the ground 3 inches or so down. That's really heartening actually. It means that any rain has actually filtered down. I would hope that most plants would get their roots down deeper than 3 inches anyway. So hopefully they are getting some moisture. The plants that I've noticed that are struggling the most are the ones with the very big leaves, so things like the squashes. So I have been using the water in the duck's bucket at the end of each day to tip onto the squashes, and I've done them in turn. There are 4 buckets of water. Usually by the time you've tipped them through, it was about two buckets of dirty duck water at the end of each day. So the plants are getting some moisture, but it is only every few days. So with that in mind, I'm really pleased at how well they're doing. So I keep showing you this really big spaghetti squash, but some of the others are doing really well too. In the bed next to me here, I've planted quite a lot of squashes into bags of compost, so the bags of shop bought compost. But rather than lying it flat on the ground, I've stood it up on its side and cut along one of the long sides, and then kind of squidged it out a bit, and shaken it so that instead of it being a narrow bag, it becomes a wider bag. And those are the ones I'm watering because obviously they can't get their roots down into the soil and spread further out. But it has allowed me to use this bed, which is bed number 16 on my layout of where beds are, and I wasn't going to be using that this year, so I've put the cardboard in the base of it to kill off the weeds, and put these bags of compost on top of it. So it's doing pretty well. One of the bags I've put at the other end of the archway, and the plants are now starting to grow up the archway on that side. Well, that's about it for me today. It's 8 in the morning. The sun is quite bright. I've got beans to pick, and then I'm heading inside to watch the incubator because we got ducklings due on Monday or Tuesday, but one of them has already pipped quite nicely. And so it may well be that by the end of the day we'll have a new duckling to meet. Oh, and just a reminder, if you haven't joined in our giveaway yet, I'll leave a link up there. Still not too late to join in. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again tomorrow.